Hi guys, Clinton Anderson here. Well, today we're going to be talking about our Academy Training Horse program here that we did for years on the ranch, okay? This program is a combined effort of the method, and it's kind of like it's condensed into one kind of super block of learning. You know, for years when I had Academy students and apprentices and all that kind of stuff, we had what we call the Academy Training Horse program, which basically meant that you could send your horse from all over the country to our place for 6 weeks of what we call horse boot camp. And there was basically 3 types of horses that would come to the ranch to be trained. A third of them were what we'll call unstarted horses. Never had a saddle on them, never had a bridle, no real problems, but just needed to be started under saddle and have the method put on them and go home nice, quiet horses ready for, realistically a beginner to be able to ride and be safe. The next third of horses are horses that were kind of green broke. They've been ridden some, but not real consistency. You know, they might be 10-year-old and had 30 days of riding in his entire life. You know, that type of horse. So they weren't exactly green broke. When I say green broke, they weren't exactly unstarted, but you wouldn't call them dependable. You wouldn't call them safe. They weren't necessarily problem horses either, but they were just far too green to be a dependable partner for somebody. And then the last third of horses that we got were the outlaws, basically. These are horses that have been to 4 or 5 different trainers in the country. Nobody could fix these horses. They had major behavioral issues. Most of them were kind of dangerous. That's as simple as it gets. And I was their last hope. If we couldn't fix them here at the ranch, they turned into pasture pets, and they literally stayed in a pasture for 20 years until they died, okay? So they were the 3 types of horse groups that we would deal with in this Academy program. So keep in mind, guys, as we go through this Academy Training Horse program, this is not a teaching segment. Like, I'm not going to teach you when I say, day 1, yield the hindquarter is stage 1, get out there with your stick, tap, tap, tap. When he takes a step, rub him and reward him. This is not a teaching deal. This is just me showing you the exercises, the order of exercises, the days that we do it, and how the program comes together. For actual knowledge on how to teach all of this, each individual exercise, you must go back to the different kits that they came from to learn all that. So this is just kind of an overview and shows you the menu. We're not going to show you actually how to do every exercise, so keep that in mind, mate. I'm Clinton Anderson, and I have a method for training horses. Getting horses to behave is simple. It's training people that's the real trick. Join me as I tackle some of the most challenging situations with problem horses and with problem owners. So basically, the Academy Training Horse program is exactly how I trained horses in Australia. A lot of you guys know when I was in Australia, I was a professional horse trainer. Since I've been in America, I've been a professional people trainer. Well, how I trained horses in Australia is literally what I'm going to show you right now. This is what Gordon McKinley and Ian Francis showed me, okay? And I'm going to kind of show it to you right now. It wasn't called the method back in Australia. It's just how I trained horses, okay? But in essence, that's exactly what it is. It's the method, but it's a condensed version. So you might say, well, okay, Clinton, when you came to America, why didn't you just continue with that same program over here? Well, the answer is you have to have a certain level of experience to do this. Some of the things that I'm about to show you, if you're a beginner or you have very little experience, are a little bit dangerous. But if you've got experience, you're kind of athletic, you know how to get around a horse, they can be extremely good training techniques. So when I got to America, and I don't mean this disrespectfully or making fun of people or anything, when I got to America, I quickly realized that the overall riding population did not have the field timing or experience to be able to do exactly how I learned to train a horse and how I did it. So what I did is I took the Academy program I'm showing you right now and I basically expanded it. I added more steps, more exercises, more levels. so that a wider group of people could do it safely, effectively. They don't want to get hurt. They don't want their horse to get hurt. They want their horse to remember it the next day. So the method is kind of like the foolproof, this is how you can train a horse safely and effectively, okay? The Academy training program is the condensed version of, if you have field time and experience and you know the method, man, this can really advance you very quickly. Now, does it replace going through all 3 levels of the method? The answer is no, it doesn't replace going through all 3 levels. If you consistently go through fundamentals, intermediate, and advanced, you will end up with a better horse than what I'm about to show you. When you know what all the rules are, you can break some of the rules. Remember, the method, fundamental, intermediate, and advanced, is designed to teach humans to be better horsemen and have better field time and experience, and it's designed to make horses better partners, less reactive, use the thinking side of their brain, and soft, supple, and respectful. Okay, so every exercise in the method teaches the human something, and the other half of that same exercise teaches the horse something. So they both, horse and human, both learn something from every exercise in the method. So once you kind of have an idea how the method comes together, I don't necessarily myself follow the method in the exact order it's laid out. Remember, the method is laid out in order for people to learn that are relatively inexperienced with training horses and getting results. Okay, I'm not even going to say beginners. It's a lot of people have been riding their whole lives that have got a lot of success out of the method. But it's every exercise is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and I recommend that you follow it word for word how it goes. However, once you've kind of got some experience with the method and you kind of see how fundamentals, intermediate, and advanced all come together. Remember, fundamentals is the concrete slab of the house, the foundation of everything. Intermediate is the walls and roof. Advanced is all the fun things that go in it. The furniture, the TV, the countertops, curtains, carpet, all that stuff. And then the professional series is all the landscaping, pool, barbecue area, trees around that house. So that's kind of how a house is built. So once you kind of have an idea of how the house is built, then you can kind of pick and choose what exercises you'll use, okay? So basically, this Academy training program I'm going to share with you, we've never ever released this to the public. This is the very first time that we've ever released it to the public, okay? And in the beginning, I didn't release it to the public because I was a little worried people would cheat and say, okay, I'm just going to do the condensed version. That's what's going to get me success. Well, the answer is, if you don't have a certain level of experience and judgment, you'll actually run into a few problems following exactly what I'm going to show you. But if you have some experience and you got pretty decent field time and experience and you know how the method comes together, by you condensing the method to what I'm about to show you now, you can actually advance your results pretty damn quickly. And you can get a lot more things happening for both you and your horse without having to go through every little step of the way of all the levels of the method, okay? So it's kind of like, once you know what the rules are, then you can cheat some of the rules. But when I'm teaching somebody, I never show them how to do any shortcuts. Why? Because they don't have enough experience to make a judgment call. When you're teaching somebody, like, you're watching me now, you might be, you're obviously a professional in some industry of the world, okay? If I had to learn your craft or your, industry, you're not going to show me all the shortcuts off the bat because I don't have enough experience to know what to cut, what to keep, etc. You're going to show me every rule in the book until I'm comfortable with that. And then you're going to say, okay, Clinton, see those 2 steps there? You don't need to do them anymore. Just go from this step straight to this step. But if you would have showed me those shortcuts in the beginning, because I don't have very good experience, I don't have much field time and experience, I'm going to screw it up. I'm going to cut too many corners and it's going to backfire on me. Okay, so that's why I was hesitant to kind of release it. Now I feel like most of the people that are in the method have a pretty good idea how it works, and this is just kind of like going to be like a little side program to show you how to get advanced results in a relatively short amount of time if you follow the steps that we're about to show you. But what I'm about to show you is like boot camp for horses. Just like you send your kids away to boot camp in the Army, okay, this is boot camp for horses. It will straighten their ass out and give them a lot of structure and discipline so that when they go home, they can be very, very productive citizens. I do want to make this very clear again. If you're a relatively beginner horseman or with limited experience or limited physical experiences, like you got a bad hip, you got a bad back, you're not as athletic as you used to be, I highly encourage you to go back and follow the method the way I've taught it for 20-something years and produced it, fundamental, intermediate, and advanced. Okay, so you have to do a little bit of self-awareness here. Do I have the skill set to do what I'm about to show you? Do I have the physical ability to do what I have to do it? Okay, because you have to be relatively athletic to do some of the things that I'm about to show you. I'm not making fun of people that have got some sort of a physical disability at all. But I do not want you to get hurt by attempting something that you're physically not ready for, or you don't have the experience or the judgment to make a good judgment call on it. So just keep that in mind.
Like what you see? Then get the app. Join the club and watch it all. Anytime, anywhere, on any device. Experience the mobile method today.
Basically, this was designed so that somebody came through the academy, preferably. They did the 6-week academy course, okay? So they kind of have an idea of the method. We taught it all to them. We went into a lot of detail. So now they would stay on at the ranch for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, depending on what level of certification they were wanting and I wanted to give them. We would give them, they got to practice basically. So like once you go through the academy, it's a 7-week program, okay? So you kind of learn this program right here. You learn the fundamental level of the method and you also learn what I'm about to show you, okay? Even though you might pass the academy, what will make you a lot better is more experience. So the more horses you train, the more people you deal with, the more experience really is all the only word to describe it you get, the better you will get at the method. Okay, so students always walk up to me at the end of the graduation and they say, Clinton, what can I do to get better? Train more horses. Once I've given you the knowledge, what will make you a better horseman is more experience. Working with 4 or 5 horses every single day. How'd you get good at riding a bike? You rode the damn bike. Theoretically, you can teach a kid the steps to ride a bike. Put your hands here, put your feet here, etc. But that's not what really gets them proficient at riding a bike. What gets them proficient is riding the damn bike all day, every day until they get a good skill set with it, okay? So if somebody would stay on past the academy, what we would do then is hand them this sheet, okay? So basically, we have it on a clipboard here, okay? So each student would get this, okay? So it really lists it out on day 1, day 2, day 3, and it goes all the way through to the end, okay? It's like a 42-day program, okay? So we'll list it. And what we want them to do is to be able to somewhat self-monitor themselves, meaning that we tell students, if you're missing, how do I say this? If you're off more than 4 days from what this sheet says, you should be. So on day 1, you do these exercises, day 2, day 3, day 4. So let's say you're on day 10, and the exercises you should be completing on day 10, you're not even close to getting to those exercises. You're more than 4 days off. That means you're well and truly behind schedule. So this was my way of kind of trying to get the students to self-evaluate. Am I behind? Am I ahead of schedule? Am I right on the money? And it was also good for me because, when I was really rocking and rolling with this academy, I might have had anywhere from 4 to 6 students that were each training 4 to 5 horses each at any one time. So that means there's a lot of horses. I got 25, 30 horses in training. I got 4 to 6 students here. And I'm also trying to get my shit done in the company and do my day's work. So I can't be out there all day, every day, watching 25 horses getting trained. So what I would tell the students is, if you're off more than 4 days from this menu, that's a big red flag. Come get me. Tell me what's going on. And then I can kind of help you get back on track, or if it was a particular problem horse, I could help you kind of figure out what he needed. Now, I would meet with these students once a week as a group. We would meet, and we would discuss every horse that each student had every week. So I'd say, okay, Ben, tell me about your 4 horses. So he'd start out with the first horse, and he'd tell me everything the horse is doing, and he'd pull out his training sheet. So we made them fill out these training sheets here because that made them accountable for where they're at, taking notes, etc. So for example, on day one here, okay, it's got day one, it got the date. Then we have the exercises, round penning, desensitizing, round pen the horse twice a day. From the second time onwards, you're desensitized first thing. Then another category, we've got feeding. What is the horse getting fed? Medical. Does he need any doctoring? Does he need any corona on him, or Vetricin, or ointment, or does he have a cut or a scrape or girth gall, or that's under medical. And the last one was groundwork notes. Okay, so every day I would make the students fill out the notes section. How the horse did. Was he good? Was he bad? Was he overreactive, etc. So I tried to make them keep like a diary of the training experience. Again, this was more for their benefit, to help them understand the training process. And it was also helpful for me that when I met with the students once a week to go over everybody's horse, if I smelt bullshit from them, or I smelt like there was a problem, I'd just simply say, hey, pull out your training diary. Let me see it. And if this thing wasn't filled out, I knew they were full of shit. Or if it said, hey, the horse has been training good under notes, and then the student says to me, now it's rearing up, flipping over backwards, trying to kill me, I know they were lying somewhere. My biggest pet peeve when I would have academy students here on the ranch is I always told them, I can fix anything before it becomes a major big problem. Don't get me involved when the horse is on its hind legs walking across the pasture, rearing and striking. Get me involved when it's starting to be a bit of a problem. I can fix it quickly then. But if you cover that up and you don't tell me it's a problem, and then I find out 10 days later, well, sure, I can still fix the horse rearing and bucking and all the stupid shit they do. I can still fix it. But I'm probably going to have to sit there in a chair and physically instruct them for 2 hours a day, every day for 10 days to get this fixed. Well, that pisses me off, because you just wasted 2 hours of my life every single day for 10 days. Where if you just would have told me on day 2 that, hey, Clinton, this horse reared a couple of times on me, I just want you to be aware of it. I'll say, great, no problem. Let me come out and watch you. And typically within just 5-10 minutes of me watching what they're doing, I can get them right back on the right path very, very quickly. But what used to annoy me is it got so far down, the boat got so far down the river, it half killed me to row the damn thing back to the barge where it should have been. Okay, so it was a little bit of a checks and balances for me, and it was also a way for me to inspect the students' work. I have a saying in the company, okay, as me as a boss. Employees don't do what you expect, they do what you inspect. Now, there's a handful of employees that will always do what you expect no matter what, whether you're checking them or not. But the vast majority of employees, like 95% of them, they will only do what they know you will inspect. So if they don't think you're going to inspect anything, they don't give a shit. Everything will go to hell. But if they know that you're going to be following up either daily or weekly to inspect their work, typically most employees will get their act together. So, so students don't do what you expect, they do what you inspect. So this training board here and the daily sheets and the daily logs, plus my weekly meetings with them, is what helped me keep them on track.
Want more? Get more. The No Worries Club is the best way to get the most out of your training experience. Stick around to find out more.
Hey mate, Clinton Anderson here. For the past 20 years, I've devoted my life to creating the best training tools and videos available to help bring my method to you. But there's only one problem. You can't bring your TV into the arena. That's why we've been hard at work developing a new platform to deliver the method to you in a whole new way. A way that brings 20 years of horsemanship and puts it in the palm of your hand. Introducing the mobile method. It's part of the new Down Under digital experience, and it makes learning the method easier than ever before. Let me show you how it works, mate.
Now you can always have access to the method, even when you're on the go or at the barn. The Down Under Horsemanship app gives you access to your digital training kits and allows you to download videos and training content directly to your mobile device or view them on your computer. The Down Under Horsemanship app also offers over 86 hours of free in-depth training content. No Worries Club members will have full access to Clinton's ever-growing training library and a massive amount of members-only features and information. And the best part is, you can view and interact with each lesson on your mobile device or computer, giving you ultimate access to the method anytime and any place.
The method is the key to getting the most out of your partnership with your horse. We want everybody to experience the difference it will make. That's why we created 3 new ways for you to get the training content you need at the price you want. Our basic level allows you to purchase and download training content to your device at our standard price with no annual fee. When you become a No Worries Club member for $19.99 a month, you get up to 50% discount on any of your purchases. Plus, you get 8 digital videos and 4 digital journals a year, and access to the No Worries Club website, the largest collection of method material and resources in the world. Plus, you can become part of our social network and chat with thousands of other folks just like you. If you want the ultimate experience, mate, the premium membership is for you. You get all the benefits of the No Worries Club, a printed copy of our No Worries Club quarterly journal, and access to all of the method and the professional series kit training videos. Altogether, that's thousands of dollars of horse training and 20 years of horsemanship delivered right to your fingertips. So there you have it, folks. The new mobile method app is the easiest and most effective way to deliver the maximum amount of knowledge at a minimal amount of time. And with the new No Worries Club, you can be assured you're going to get exactly what you need at a price that's right for you. It's a free download, so what are you waiting for, mate? Get started today.
Start your digital training experience today. Visit our website and download the Down Under Horsemanship app to experience the method in a whole new way.